Well, here we go with the last one of the day, folks. Guernsey Sunrise Lady Vikings taking on Hannah Elk Mountain. Hannah Elk Mountain's going to have the serve, and starting out serving is going to be Vipuna. We'll get to the starting lineups here as soon as I can. A little late getting on. The first serve's going into the net. Starting lineups are fueled by Essential Fuels in Torrington, where quality service meets competitive prices. Feeling hungry? Try one of their breakfast or lunch items, made fresh, hot, and ready for you. Essential Fuels, the essential stop in Torrington. Back to live action here. Vapuna's going to put it over the net. Coming in to serve is going to be Collar, and then a big swing cross court is going to be Kirsten Collar for the kill. So now you know two of them. Kirsten Collar is a starter. Allie Ann Demas, number 6. Number 18, Alexis Atwood. Number 19, Shaylise Frost. Number 22, Camley Collar. And number 26, Emma Stoneking. We're back to live action, and here's a set from, I can't tell on her jersey. That's got to be Alexis Atwood. There she goes. She pulled it down. Now I'm set and ready. Vikings are up 2-1. We're streaming live on KGOS Sports KGOS Sports on the YouTube channel. This one is up by Collar and out of bounds. Point to Hannah Elk Mountain. 2-zip CNA scoreboard. Yeah, what a day of volleyball it has been here at the Dogger Invite. This is the 8th broadcast. Might be a new station record. I think I held the previous one. There's a serve from Clace, and then a pass into the net. Point to Hannah Elk Mountain. Been a good day. Opening weekend or opening night of football and volleyball across Wyoming. There's the attack by Frost. Going to go off the hands of, that is Vipuna for the kill. 3-3 CNA scoreboard. Trotting back to serve is going to be Kirsten Collar, one of the seniors on this team. That's a good serve to Vipuna. Tracked down by Whittison, and then into the net. Point to the Vikings. Collar's serve is going to be reached out and then slapped away by Johnson. Hits Vipuna in the face. I've never seen that before. I've seen a lot of volleyball. I guess that was Bustos. Literally just put her open hand out and it deflected enough to hit Vipuna in the face. Vipuna gets this one. And then miscommunication between the Middlesons, Sammy and Madison. Falls to the ground. 6-3 CNA scoreboard, and Kirsten Collar is on fire from the service line. This one goes to Vipuna into the net. Whittison tries to dig it out, can't. Another ace. 7-3 CNA scoreboard. There's a high floater, goes out of bounds. Service error for Collar after she tallied up a couple aces in her service attempts. That'll bring it to the serving Madison Whittison from Hannah Elk Mountain. Little floater is going to be handled just fine by Collar. Popped up in the air. Now on the attack is Demas. She's going to get a kill on the pass. Goes into the net. So Alexis Atwood serves. Short floater. Overpass. Collar handles it. And now on the attack is Demas, goes cross court, and Clace is there. And then Whittison put it into the net. Pretty good attempt, or a pretty good look at a kill there, and she just mistimed everything. So Atwood serves again. Vipuna, then popped up in the air by Bustos. Nice dig by Whittison. Now free ball over. Vipuna takes it. Whittison. Now free ball. Atwood. She's setting backside. Goes into the net on the attack, and that was Collar. Didn't get up above the tape, although there was a blocker there. So side out 9-5 on the CNA scoreboard, and Johnson to serve for Hannah Elk Mountain. Johnson just a freshman. She's got a little bit of height on her. Here's the attack by Collar. Just dumped it over the top of the block of Vipuna there. Coming in is Emma Stone King, who had checked out. She'll play across that front row. And Shalise Frost set to serve for the Lady Vikings. McNeese comes in. She is a libero. This one popped up in the wood by Atwood, and then on the attack is Demas, cross court. Clace gets her hand on it, and then Hannah Elk Mountain can't clear it. 11-5 CNA scoreboard. Vikings looking pretty tough here in the first set. We're going to get a timeout. That was a quick one. I'll take one too. I'll be back after this.
Your farm or ranch is unique.
13-5 CNA scoreboard. Whittison pops it straight up in the air. Chasing for it is Bustos, and now Whittison just has to free ball it over to Collar. Atwood sets. Put it into the net was Collar. So they're going to get a 4 contact. 13-6 CNA scoreboard. Sammy Whittison, a senior on this Miners team, back serving. Now going to be a free ball by Collar. Bustos going to Vipuna in the middle. Nice dig by Collar. Free balled over by Camley Collar. Vipuna just free balls it over. Demas is there. Now a back row attack by Frost. Nice dig. Sammy Demas from roughly 22 feet off puts it into the net. 14-6 CNA scoreboard. And Demas, her turn to serve for the Lady Vikings. And that's a good one. Goes off of McNeese, popped up in the air. Vipuna puts it over. Here's Atwood, setting to Collar. That was Kristen Collar, popped up. Nice save, swinging save by McNeese. Got to be free balled over by Clace. It is. Here comes Atwood. Vikings back on the attack. Out of the middle, Stone King. McNeese is there. Tracked down by Bustos. Now Vipuna's just going to try to throw it over, literally both hands through it. They let it play. Nice dig. We're still playing. Collar to Atwood. Back to Collar. She goes cross court. Touched by Vipuna. Now popped up in the air. And now Clace can't get the set and goes into the standard. Point to the Vikings. And that serve goes into the net from Demas. Popped up in the air and now cleared out of there by Stone King. Here's Bustos. Vipuna in the middle. Goes cross court. Nice dig by Demas. Caller to Stone King with the free ball. Vipuna up. Bustos back to Vipuna in the middle. Another throw. No call. Demas. And now Caller for a roll from 15. And it works because Sammy Widdison kind of shanks it back towards me. Hadn't seen a roll out from 15 feet, but there it was, and it worked well. 16-7 CNA scoreboard with Caller serving. That's Camley Caller. Clace goes left-handed, pops it up as Caller. And now Kirsten Caller with the swing. McNeese pops it straight in the air. Sammy Widdison from 15 with the swing attempt. Demas is there. Frost. Nope, that was Atwood on the attack. Gets the kill. Setter gets a kill. That's always a fun thing. 17-7 CNA scoreboard. McNeese on the serve receive. Bustos to Vipuna. Off the hands of Demas for the kill. So back serving is going to be McNeese, a high floater that's going to go. Stone King's going to take it over with the Caller. Nice pass to Stone King, who dumps it over. 18-8 CNA scoreboard. Widdison to Johnson, now free balled over. Caller to Frost. Nice dig by McNeese, popped over by Clace, outside the antenna, outside the court. 19-8 CNA scoreboard. There's a net serve, 19-9 now with Clace serving. High floater. That's going to go to Caller. Pop back. Now back to Caller on the right side. She's going to be stuff blocked by Sammy Widdison. And Sammy's pumped. 19-10. This is the last contest of the day. I think maybe over in the other gym we've got Niobrara County and Arvada playing. Thought they were going to be here, but they're not. That serve goes in to the net. 20-10. That one's juiced, and McNeese can't handle it. That serve from Kirsten Caller. She had a good run when she served earlier in this set. They're just 4 away from closing this thing out, 25-10. Oh, that one went off of McNeese's hand. They were telling her to stop, and she couldn't do it. It would have been out. Trying to pick on her again. Clay steps in front of it. She shanks it, and Widdison, that was Madison, can't get there. 23-10 CNA scoreboard. I've broadcast Guernsey over the years, and they've improved as a team every year, regardless of girls that are there. Kirsten Caller into the net. Madison Widdison back to serve for the Lady Miners. There's a high floater. Taken over on first contact by Atwood. Doesn't fool too many people. Puna tries it from 13 and puts it into the net. We're at set point, 24-11. And Atwood will serve. Lazy floater to Vipuna. Bustos chases it down. And now Johnson with it over. Nice dig by Atwood. And now free balled. Oh! We had Frost and Demas both there. Neither one really called it. They both went for it, and the ball went under the net. So side out, 24-12. Still set point. Atwood. And that one's going to Caller. And Frost puts it into the net. 24-13 CNA scoreboard. I think this set point number 3 for the Lady Vikes. Nice pass by Collar, popped up in the air, and now Demas put it into the net from 10 feet out. I think Coach Collar might think about a timeout just to say, hey, girls relax and just put this thing away. But the likelihood of is extremely low that they will come back and lose this. That was taken over on second contact by Collar. Now Vaipuna takes it over. Let's see if they can set up a defense or an offense. Atwood to Frost. And now Sammy Whittison put it into the net. And that's going to be set 1. Lady Vikes win it going away 25-14. We'll take a timeout. And we'll come back with set 2. See if the Lady Vikings can't end this thing right away. We'll do that after this timeout.
Your farm or ranch is unique. Your insurance coverage should be too. I'm Kyle Rafferty, and at JG Elliott Insurance Center, we provide coverage for everything you work hard for day in and day out. We tailor coverages to meet the needs of your operation. Together, we can find the right policy to protect you from the unexpected. Give me a call at 532-2147 or drop by my office here in Torrington. JG Elliott Insurance, a Platte Valley company.
Anderson Carpet is proud to have been your flooring expert for the past 46 years, honoring small-town values yet featuring a huge selection that is sure to surprise. Choose from their stock of carpet, hardwood, vinyl plank, vinyl tile, or sheet vinyl for any project. And they have the experts on hand to install them all, giving you a look you'll love for years to come. Stop in and visit today. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 to 1. Anderson Carpet in Lingle.
This is Wade Brew, Market President with Pinnacle Bank. Pinnacle Bank has been serving the lending needs of farmers, ranchers, and commercial business owners of the Wyobraska area, where we've called home for over 100 years. Let us put our resources to work for you with local decision-making from a family-owned bank. Give us a call or visit us at www.wypinnbank.com. Pinnacle Bank, Torrington and Mitchell, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
Back here ready to start set 2. Lady Vikings took care of business. Looked pretty good. 25-14 against Hannah Elk Mountain here in the last contest of this gym. There might be one going on in the other gym. If there is, then it is in all likelihood the Niobrara County and Arvada Claremont. I'm really glad that the Guernsey ended up in this gym, because that means that I have been able to broadcast at least one from all 4 listening broadcast area schools. Some more than others, but that's the luck of the draw. I camped out here in the crow's nest with the camera, and whoever was up that was in the listening area, I was doing it. Even got the Lingo Fort Laramie JV girls in, because they took the place of KC, who backed out after or couldn't make it a couple days ago. So we're going to have Lady Vikings. They're going to get the serve, and I think the Stone King is going to be the first server. She is. Whistle's blown, and we're ready. Here we go in set 2. McNeese to Clace. Vaipuna's just going to free ball it over. Now Collar on the attack in the middle. Wouldn't have got, Vaipuna was there, but it wouldn't have got over, I don't think. I think it was going to be in the net anyway, so that's a side out to the Miners. McNeese will serve in this spot in all the rotations. She's the libero. Has her gloves on this time. There goes Collar, setting outside. A little free ball, popped up in the air by Whittison, and now McNeese has to free it over. Collar. That one went to, it was pancaked and then cleared back over. I'm not going to say any more than that. That was crazy. Collar up with it to Collar, and now free ball. McNeese into the campfire, dives, can't get there. Side out, we're tied at 1. That pancake was absolutely incredible, and I believe that it was Demas that got her hand underneath there. So Kirsten Collar's serve to Sammy Whittison, popped up in the air. Bustos, now Clace. That's going to go to Collar. Set outside to Demas. She got underneath it a little bit. No touch call, so it's going to be long. So Clace back to serve. Put it into the, nope, foot fault. She was going to be wide left, but apparently her foot was on the fault. Up official keeping an eye on that. Called it right away. Atwood back to serve for the Lady Vikings. Little floater just barely clears the net, popped up by Johnson. Now Whittison on the attack puts it into the net, but she had Camley Collar right there, going to block her, I think, if it would have been up. Vikings take their first lead in set 2, 3-2 here early. Atwood to Whittison. Whittison takes it straight over. Here's a set by Collar. Big swing in the middle by Frost and gets the kill. Clace dove and hurt her hip, it looks like. She's holding it and limping. That brings in Vaipuna off the bench to play that back row. There's a serve from Atwood, handled by Clace. Overpass, and right there to pound it down is Demas. Nice spot. Reading the ball and getting in front of it. Pounding that overpass down. 5-2 CNA scoreboard. Atwood with a high serve to Whittison. Johnson is there. And now Sammy Whittison takes it right up the gut for the kill. Five to 3 CNA scoreboard. Madison Whittison set to serve for the Miners. Free balled over by Frost. Just wide. Boy, that was close. It was a good idea and just missed it by about an inch, I think. (5-4) now. There's a ball, hits the net and goes out of bounds. So side out. Heading back to serve is going to be Frost. Stone King transitions and comes in, goes to the front row. Frost's serve is a good one. Clace is there. Bustos. And now Johnson tries to take it over, and they're going to get 4 contact. Stone King was there to block her, but they say that it didn't go over the net. (7-4) CNA scoreboard. Oh, that one's juiced. Clace did a nice job getting it. Johnson takes it over on the Collar to Demas. Now they got it. Hannah's just got to free ball it over. Bustos to Collar. Here comes Atwood to Demas. Pushes it past the block and past Sammy Whittison. Check it. That's Madison Whittison for the kill. 8-4 CNA scoreboard. Whittison to Bustos to Johnson. Goes over to Frost. And now Stone King just going to free it over. Johnson takes it with her left hand. Demas is there. Atwood goes this side to Collar, and it's going to be a kill. She goes cross court from the right side. Nice location there. Lots of open real estate. 9-4 CNA scoreboard. Oh, that's a let serve. Vaipuna plays it. It was going to be in. It was right on the line. Sammy Whittison partially touched, but we're going to get a net on Camley Collar. So back to serve Kaylee Johnson for the Miners. 9-5 the score. Vikings up. Whittison, Vaipuna takes it over free, and then diving for it was Atwood. Couldn't get all the way underneath that for a pancake. I'm not sure the ball was really high enough to get any sort of elevation off the top of her hand, even if it was flat on the wood floor. So Johnson's serve goes to Atwood. There's an overpass, but Whittison, when she pounded it, raked the top of the tape. So side out, 10-6 CNA scoreboard. Back serving is Demas. High toss to Clace by Puna. Now Whittison takes it. It looks long, and it is long. this part of a set is where the separation really starts to happen between teams. One team that's better than the other it's in this mid portion. Clace to Bustos by Puna. Nice dig off the net. Good play by Collar to get it over by Puna. And now just free-balled over by Johnson, I think. And there's no way that Johnson can be in the front row. They have her in the front row, but she, maybe they went through the rotation that fast that she's, oh, that was Bustos. Johnson is out. An 8 looks like a 10 from that far away. At any rate, here's Sammy Whittison. Good serve. Demas pops it up. And now Demas is going to try free ball it over and doesn't quite make it. 11-8 CNA scoreboard. Demas. And now free balled over by Collar. Bustos by Puna in the middle. Just tosses it to Collar. And now Stone King with her back to the net. Flicks it over her head. By Puna on the attack in the middle again. Nice diving save by Demas Frost. And then on the overpass by Puna pounds it down. So the Miners on a bit of a roll right now. Crawling back into this thing. It's 11-9 on the CNA scoreboard. With Whittison serving. And now Collar takes it over on second contact off Clace's head. And now it's got to go over the net. And it's a free ball. Demas is there. Atwood. She's going outside to Collar. Nope, it's an overpass. Demas saves it again. And then Stone King can't clear it out after trying. It was pounded down by Puno, and then Stone King got her hand underneath it. 11-10. One more point, I think if I'm coaching, I'm calling a timeout. And I wouldn't have to because that ball went under the net, side out. So Camley Collar back to serve. Short serve. Stone King there on the overpass. Vipuna pops it over. Collar. Atwood tries to get it off the metal girders in the ceiling and can't play it. 12-11 side out to the Miners. And Bustos, the setter, will head back to serve. She put it in the net. She takes about 13 little steps and then decides to give it a swing. And Clace tries to take it back into play, and I thought it was outside the antenna. No call. I don't think the down linesman is looking at that, but Whittison takes it over. Collar to Frost, and that's out of bounds. And now I think we're tied. Nope, 13-12 with McNeese serving. That one goes outside, with the swing was Frost. And then Sammy Whittison struggling a little bit, puts it into the net. 14-12 CNA scoreboard. Let's see if the Vikings can't get like 3 or 4 points here and get a good cushion. I'm going to start with Collar at the service line. It's wide to the right. You know, they won that first one pretty easily, 25-14, and it seems like they're just kind of trying to do cruise control. Clace's serve. Handled by Bustos. And then finding an open spot on the floor is Johnson. We're tied at 14. Oof. Clace with the short serve. Handled by Collar. Goes deep with McNeese. Bustos to Johnson. Dumps it into the campfire. Diving for it was Collar. She couldn't get there. That was Kirsten Collar. Clace. Atwood. Going to Demas. Diving save by Clace. Bustos. Now over the net, and here we go on the attack, Clace. And now Whittisum put it in the net. No, they're going to call it, 4 contacts. We're tied at 15, and Atwood serving. Go from trying to get some distance to a cushion to just get some distance between you now. There's an ace serve. That's a good start. Diving for it was Madison Whittison, and she couldn't get there. Atwood's been setting for a couple of years for, at least I know she set last year for the Vikings. Here's the junior. There's another ace as Clace comes running in and then puts it into the net. Going for 3 in a row. Not going to be an ace, but there's Whittison. Free balled over. And now just cleared out of there by Collar to McNeese. Johnson. Big swing. It's long. 18-15 CNA scoreboard. Atwood still at the line for the Lady Vikings. That's a good one. That's going to be an ace. That's her 3rd of this service rotation. 19-15 now. She's looking good from the service line. That goes to Whittison. Free ball over by Johnson. Pops straight up there. Atwood tracks it down, and now free ball over by Collar. Bustos to Whittison. And we're going to get a net call by Camley Collar. That'll send back Madison Whittison. Vikings up 19-16 on the CNA scoreboard here in set 2. They won set 1, 25-14. Looking to close this thing out in 2. Atwood pops it straight up. Collar is there. And now we're just going to look at a free ball over, but it's going to fall in front of Clace. Kind of dove for it late. Side out. And headed back is Frost, who has had some success at the service line herself. Not this time, though. I shouldn't have said anything. Ay, ay, ay. 20-17 CNA scoreboard. Johnson going back for Hannah Elk Mountain. And coming in is Dragovich. Play that back row, it looks like. Just a sophomore. Atwood. Put it right down the gut into the net. 20-18. Vikings need a side out. Don't let this go to the anything can happen game. Set 3. That one goes in the net. That helps. 21-18. 21-18. And Demas. Now Leanne back to serve. Right at Clace, defensively falls down, puts her hand up. That's an ace. We're going to get a sub. I think Demas is going to come out. Yep. Checking in is going to be Bella Garza, the first action I've seen her in. I'm not sure if she's been in the other gym. It's quite possible. Demas' serve is going to go to McNeese, to Whittison. Vipuna just clears it out to Demas. Setting outside to Collar. She's going to get stuff blocked. 22-19 now on the CNA scoreboard. With Whittison as Sammy serving, she's going to get an ace. Frost couldn't handle the serve. High floater this time, handled by Demas. Atwood to Stone King in the middle, partially touched by Vipuna. Bustos is there, and now Whittison's just going to free ball it over. Hannah Elk Mountain pushing girls out of the way. Here's Collar going down the line. Going to get the kill. Goes off the hands of Sammy Whittison. 23-20 CNA scoreboard. And Camley Collar put it into the net. 23-21 CNA scoreboard. Hanelk Mountain hanging around here in the second set. There's Caller to Stone King. She free balls it over. It's going to be, just out. 23-22. Oof. Bustos, who does the setting, that's Bailey Bustos, is back to serve for Hanelk Mountain. Little floater handed by Caller, Stone King, and now free balled over by Demas. It's going to catch the line and end up a kill. We're at match point, 24-22. With Stone King set to serve. Got Atwood in the front row as well as Dragovich in the front row, and nope, not Dragovich, Trevino. But this one's going to be Caller. Good swing. Looks like it might be an overpass. Getting up tall is going to be Vipuna for the kill. 24-23, match point number 2. We got Johnson coming back in for McNeese as well as Clace checking in. And then Vipuna comes in and Johnson came out. She went back in, and we have a fire drill that ends up with McNeese serving. Here comes the set on the outside to Trevino. Nice dig on by the Lady Miners. Backside set to Atwood off of Whittison's hands, and that's going to do it. Atwood's going to get the kill, the game winner, match winner, 25-23. So Lady Vikings win this in 2, 25-14 and 25-13 or 23. And that, after 8 matches, is going to conclude the first tournament of the year with this this Dogger invite. We have a couple teams up in Douglas and Southeast and Torrington. Tune in to the scoreboard show tonight after the Blazers game. Probably 30 minutes or so afterwards. There's going to be some of the broadcasters are going to be there. We're going to have an update on tennis, and I'll be able to give an update on area volleyball as well as we'll talk about area football. So tune in then. Until then, my next broadcast, I believe I'm in. It's Lingle and Lusk, Lingle, Fort Laramie, and Lusk. That ought to be a good one. And that will be 6 days from now, so next Thursday. I'm excited for that one. So until then, this is Shad Bates. I'm going to send it back to the studios at KGOS KE Arm Sports. Have a good night, everyone.